Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, everyone. It's sometime in the world. It's some time of day in the part of the world you're in, but everywhere it's rando time. And what a race we have for you today! We have Asazas versus WillardJBradley in Game 2 of their winners bracket in Group E. If Willard, who took Game 1, is to win again today, he will secure a spot in the final bracket of 64 in the top half. If Asazas wins, then we get a Game 3 between these two later on. So I am Penny Royal Oil, joined tonight by my co-commentator, Captain 1977. How you doing?
I'm looking at Willard's screen and just in awe right now. I'm doing good.
Such a good glitch, even if, there's nothing we can actually use it for yet. But it's fun to watch.
Not yet. We'll find some.
Probably at some point. I see chat pointing out it has used in overworld glitches. It does, but there are other ways to do the same things that are far easier. That said, we are going to be getting underway with not an overworld glitches seed. We're going to be getting underway with a standard randomized weapon seed on hard item pool. That is the tournament settings that we have been on through from the beginning, and we will be on through the end. He's getting his name in here last minute.
They should be getting away here in just a moment. While we're waiting, I'd like to give a shout out to our tracker team, Artero.
And then we let's see, when we're going to be getting going here, what do you think? What's going to be our weapon today?
Well, I've seen bow a lot. I looked some let's go with hammer today.
I like that idea. I'm going to say bow because in my own personal tournament races, I'm 4 for 4 with bow starts, so I just believe it's the only thing left in the game. But we'll see.
And we are underway.
First chest here, and Link's house is a power glove. That takes a lot of the pressure off an escape because you don't have to really worry about getting a bomb. You can just walk back in if you need to.
That is true.
I say that, and then Willard is trying to farm this rock in front of Link's house for a bomb, which he did get. So he's got that now. He doesn't have to kill anything for it, and it could save him some time.
Get an early map check there. We have Eastern Pendant, Red Crystal at Hera, and regular Crystal at Desert. We get a burn to start here.
That works. I like that. So the trick of Burna, the thing that people who are just starting to do this randomized weapon stuff don't necessarily realize is no matter how that ring hits the enemies, they're going to bounce up. So you always want to plan to try to hit them above you, because that's always where they're going to end up. You, of course, have Willard a little bit behind Asazas here, because he's got that bomb. We did see Asazas try to kill a guard with the blue cane. Got no drop, so he'll probably kill a couple more along the way. Willard's just gonna skip everything he doesn't have to kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not sure of the prize bags yet, and there you see what was just said, that you hit a guard, they're gonna go straight up, so don't move down, just move up.
Best one is using the Cane of Burner to kill the Armos Knights. That makes for a very entertaining fight, just from amusement factor. So after that glove, we've really gotten nothing of major note. Even our starting weapon, Burna, is not doing anything for us logically. There's a Quake Medallion. That might matter eventually.
You can see, we got magic on the guards today, so that should be somewhat helpful. Without where to start. In case they run out of magic, they can always just grab it.
Yeah, and that's a pretty common set of enemies in that item pool, so you tend to see stuff from the guards repeatedly through the game. So it's good to see something valuable there that's going to remain valuable the whole way through. That's the map in Zelda's Cell. So now we begin the fun process of walking out of Escape. Not a whole lot going on. You're gonna probably, if you're playing, you're gonna be pumping a bit to try to go a little bit faster, but most of what you can do is just move cleanly to get your way out of here as quick as possible. So during this time, just a kind of rehash of a couple of the tournament settings for the folks at home. This is hard item pool, so we are going to cap out at the Fire Shield, at the Tempered Sword, and at Green Mail, as well as we are going to cap at 14 hearts. All of the regular items are placed, but they're turned into a progressive item where, you know, once you hit that limit, your next one is going to be a 20 rupee. So, you know, you get Tempered Sword. You can still find the 4th sword, but it'll be a green 20 instead. Heart containers, heart pieces, same way. There's limits on both of them. After you get a certain amount of both heart pieces or heart containers, they turn into 20s as well.
And also, one thing you didn't mention there are no silver animals in this. There's just regular arrows, so you forget it and you have to spin your sword.
Well, I mean, technically you don't have to spin.
Well, I mean, technically.
You could do the really, really hard mode Ganon fight if you really chose to. I don't think we'll see it, but you could.
So yeah, dropping that bomb out front looks like it might pay off for Willard here. We're not finding any bombs here at Escape, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll probably see asazas kill a couple of rats unless he already saw a drop off of them. I didn't catch one, but there are other drop pool, and they did start with a heart on Willard's side, so they may drop him a bomb here at the 11th hour. Oh, one drop shy. He got the heart and the fairy.
Yep, the next drop would have been the 8-pack.
Feels bad, man. Willard, meanwhile, taking that bomb from outside the house and just been like, yep, I'm gonna go see what's in these chests back here.
Yeah, first bottle, a fire rod, and the heart piece, so pretty good items back there. Not a total deal breaker since they do have a glove already, but
yeah, the thing we're going to be on the lookout for on Asaza's side will be if he finds a bottle in Kakariko. If not, even if Sick Kid isn't relevant, Willard's going to be able to take care of that check more efficiently. If there's a bottle in Kakariko, then yeah, that fire rod doesn't matter yet, so it won't really do any harm.
got a decent tree pull there, 20 rupees. And the bush grab's going to drop small magic. And get a look at the lumberjack ledge. That was another bottle.
Also, Walter correcting me, there are a couple drops in the middle there that I forgot about. I'm not as well versed in the prize packs as many other things since they were randomized for quite a while, and it was just kill stuff until you get what you want. And Lost Woods giving us nothing of value. 10 arrows for the bow we don't have, and a 20 rupee when we've already got enough to afford Bottle Vendor comfortably. So nothing really even worth time picking up. Some people will pick up the Thieves' Hut anyway, but, you know, it doesn't really help at this point. Now we are coming up to a little bit of an awkward spot for Asazas. He's going to have to walk all the way down here to the shop, buy bombs, and then walk all the way back north. Willard, who got a couple extra kills, got that 8-bomb drop, is just going to go right into Blind's hut.
I did see him check the back of the tavern first, just in case we're about to do. Heads up play. Ultimately going to buy some bombs. Now he's a little short up for the bottle bender, though.
Yeah, when you go into Kakariko, as long as you got 50 rupees, you have enough, because the Well and the Blind's Hut have 20 and 30 rupees in them apiece, so you always have 50.
Or you could have just walked into Blind's Hut and found some bombs in there.
Very true, but then if you're wrong, you gotta walk all the way back out and all the way back in.
And then the chicken hut just has 300 rupees for you anyway, so it's fine.
Everybody wins, except for Bottle Vendor, who only had 10 arrows. Getting into the well at the same time here, oddly enough. Willard found a little bit ahead with the hard piece and the 20. Kind of weird they came up this close with the difference in how they had to route Kakariko.
It's finding a bug net for our trouble there as well.
Got the mirror as well, which is
mirror.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah, mirror's pretty good, I guess.
It's a pain if you have to kill Aghanim, but as long as you don't gotta do that, it's fine, and surely we won't have to kill Aghanim this seed, right? Now switch sides of the town. Willard will be going to check this sick kid check here, which, as mentioned, will be a little bit interesting if it's something important. Nope, but I think Asazas would have really liked those earlier.
See, Asazas is going to head back to the back of the escape. Now check 3 items he missed. Gonna get that fire rod.
How do you think he's going to feel about that bottle?
Probably not great, but what can he do?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not like it's majorly painful, it's just like, really? So we saw a big 20 in the library that no one's going to come back for, as well as the red cane on the race game. Interesting. So due to his funky routing through Kakariko, Asazas actually skipped checking the library and the race game. So he doesn't know about that red cane. He'll probably get back there when he does dig game with the mirror, so it shouldn't hurt him. But if he doesn't mirror over during that, then we could be in some issues.
Oh, early ice rod there as well.
Something something T-Rock's a pendant meme something something.
I mean, there are 2 pendants in the Dark World, so it's a possibility.
It is possible. So Zessa's heading over to Mini Moldorm Cave. Willard coming slightly behind, a red cane richer, but going to head down to the dam while we see the newer check from Asazas. They're both routing this pretty standard. This is kind of the normal opening moves. With Cane of Burn to start, you don't really have a whole lot of option other than doing the standard, honestly, so...
Uh-oh. Moon Pearl Cape. Oh, Hammer, though. There's our Dark World access.
Hey, Aghanim is entirely dead. That's beautiful. Mini Moldorm Cave having all the value. So still gonna walk over here to Ice Rod Cave. It can be tempting to just save and quit out of a Mini Moldorm Cave like that, go right into the Dark World and start doing high-density checks, but when you skip Ice Rod Cave, you usually never come back. Willard making use of that red cane to make Mini Moldorm Cave a little bit easier than bombs, as we find bombs in Ice Rod Cave. Perfect.
So Sasa's gonna take that hammer, head down the Hype Cave here. Pretty standard opening round. When you get Dark World, you head right to Hype Cave.
Yeah, there's basically two schools of thought. Either go right to Hype Cave or go to Village of Outcasts and wrap to Hype Cave. I think both have their merits, different seeds. Map check here, Red Crystal at Swamp. And with the early Fire Rod, we have a pendant at Skull Woods, because of course. And we have a pendant at Thieves Town, because of course.
It'd be Eternal Rocks at Crystal, so...
That's true. The Ice Rod that we found does have value, at least. That's a good thing. Ten arrows, 3 bombs, flippers, 10 arrows, and 300. So those flippers open up the front half of Swamp. Who wants to go look for Hookshot on the left side?
Pretty much a sort of care package of money and flippers. And the Sunset looks like he's going to head down to the south part here. Check Stumpy K45, possibly check what's on the library and get his red cane. Most likely.
Yeah, this route should work out really well for him. After he gets the library check, he'll just walk north and go back into the Dark World from Kakariko. So it'll be a very smooth trip around the world. So what do you think? You're these runners, and you got the early, very early Dark World access. You got Pendant, Thieves Town, and Skull Woods, both of which you can full clear. How much of them do you take your time to do?
I wish I was these runners up. I wish I was this good at this game. Probably. I mean, it's hard to say because there's not a lot of good options right now. You can get over to Bolus Pod. You can do those 2 pendant dungeons, but I'd probably start out in the Village of Outcasts. Try to see what. There's probably something in Thieves Town or Skull Woods at this point, so I think that's a pretty safe play. And
Also, yeah, Chad pointing out that we can't fully clear Skull Woods. I was wrong on that. We don't have a sword yet, which we do need. Also, I love Willard's play right here.
Look at, yeah, the super early swamp dip here with no sword, no hook shot.
Yeah, as a firm proponent of early swamp, I am very, very happy with Willard going in here. I like it. That said, it's a pretty big risk without hookshot. You can't do diver down on the left side for any actual value. Or at least, yeah, not for any actual value. So you do lose some time even if you're gonna full clear later anyway, coming here without the hook. But if something is important in here, you're gonna have a nice lead. And the Sazas, having gotten his 1 rupee from the digging game, his Cadence Samaria from the race game, and seen that red 20, gonna walk north and head to the Dark World, and we'll see exactly what his plans are at the moment. Oh, checking Sick Kid on the way too. Perfect.
Yeah, it's good running there by Sazas. Fight it out. Ow. Bombs. Yay.
So yeah, we're coming up to the second chest of relevance here in Swamp. We'll see if this is going to pay off. A heart container, I mean, it's something.
Yeah, that's the second heart container in here. He came in with 5. He has 7 now, so not too bad.
Now over to the left side of Swamp, as asazas heads up to Skullwoods. Skullwoods being a very common play in the community, a lot of people treat it as if it's just a couple of extra overworld checks, regardless if it's a pendant or crystal dungeon. And he's going all the way to the middle to start and going to work his way to the front from there.
That makes sense when you have the fire rod already. First item there, just some money.
I guess you can make a small amount of use with this here. Yeah, it's not much time saved, but I had not ever thought of that option myself, honestly. So part of the reason you route Skull Woods like this is at the end of the loop in the front, you hit the pinball room. The pinball room has a shutter door on one side and a key door on the other. So if you get unlucky with key drops, you might end up just locked in that room, unable to escape.
That was the second item there. Skull was just a bob, so not much going on in Skull Woods today. Don't even have to go to the back.
Yeah, that's quite a pleasant layout. Don't even have to think about it unless you find out pedestal is required later, but odds are very low on that. Oh lord, I'm used to quarter heartbeat sound. I'm not used to this high amount of beeps.
We'll find half magic at the left side of Swamp, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's nice to have, but you still feel bad about it. Also, shoutouts to this awkward route through the cemetery there. I know there are probably plenty of people out there who don't actually know you can walk that weird roundabout route if you don't have mitts or boots.
The BB just stopped. Finds another bottle with green potion in it.
It's something. Can't complain too much. And I will say on the part of Willard over here, like I said, I'm a proponent of diving Swamp early, but that means speaking from experience, when it doesn't really do anything for you like that, you do always feel a little bit bad. In the end, it's stuff that you're probably going to clear out later anyway, but having to go back and reopen the dam and everything is going to feel awful when you got to do it, and you know that's coming.
You look at Bumper Cave there, it's just a heart container. Not going to pick that up.
Off to Village of Outcasts. So what do you think next progression is? Are we going to get like a lamp to get some more stuff done? Are we going to get the hook shot to see more Death Mountain? Well, actually, we can see all of Death Mountain as soon as we have logical access, which would be the flute or the lamp.
I'd like to see a bow, honestly. Get him over to the Eastern Pod area.
I like that option.
It's like Willard might be considering sequence breaking the mountain here. Not really much you can do up there at this point. I mean, he does have the beard, get into the hair.
Yeah, he has all of Light World Death Mountain open. I really like conceptually sequence breaking up Death Mountain here. With that hammer, you can take the bridge to the east, and then you get Spiral Cave, Paradox Cave, a Crystal Dungeon, and a few overworld checks on the way. It's a really effective route if that's the way he's going.
And he is going up the mountain, so...
First chest, big key in Thieves Town. You gotta get it somewhere in the front four. Might as well be there. Okay. That might be valuable for a few options. Not Ice Palace because we already have Fire Rod, but it could be Mire or T-Rock required. Willard just got a big 20 off the old man. He'll be coming up on a little bit more item density here shortly.
Opting just do the front four, finding 2 items, but bombos and some bombs. And there's the lamp on the lumberjack ledge, so the flute's out there somewhere, people.
That's one of the great things about sequence breaking the mountain here. You now at least know that that flute cannot be locked behind a dark room, which gives you a lot of information to work with.
Hey, hello, boots on Lake Hylia Island. And those are, you can get those right now, actually.
Yeah, that's probably exactly where asazas is going. Like, oh yeah, I want those. And Willard kind of surprisingly skipping Hera. I guess he's, if anything, maybe holding out for a hook shot, but I mean, it's a crystal, you gotta go in there. So it's a little bit bold to be skipping it, putting it off, just to try to Hera pot and make it a little bit faster.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's gonna do Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave, then head back up that way, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, and I think, now I think about it, he's probably thinking to do Spike Cave after Hera, so he wants to do this first. That makes a lot more sense in my head now that I consider that. So asazas has his boots, Willard has a mushroom, which, you know, doesn't help a whole lot, but it'll be pretty quick to turn in.
Let's look at the hobo, just 20 rupees.
And here we are in Paradox Cave, 7 items, probably, or one of the high density locations you always want to try to work in. That's a Sanctuary Heart and a Heart Piece. You know it's a Sanctuary Heart because that's the only one that actually refills your health. Green 23 bombs, 10 arrows in the Paradox Cave, while we got a, ooh, Titan's Mitt, and a sword. Nice.
Wow. That's exactly what he was looking for coming up here.
Yeah, the Sazaz got the magic powder from the waterfall, which is nice to have. Oh, there's the flute. We knew it was out there somewhere, and now we got it.
You get a feel finding that flute's gonna draw the Zazas up to the mountain.
Yeah, it'll be very much impossible to resist with that flute. You could try to hold out for mitts, but you really don't have any good options at the moment.
Not a long period of time here. This seat has busted wide open. Got the mitts,
yes.
we got a sword, we got the flute, we got a lot of checks to go now.
Well, over here with these boots, gonna check the bonk rocks out, see what we got going on in here. It's 20 bucks. Of course.
The one we haven't seen yet is Open Sword Rock. Yeah.
That's how it goes. You find 2 medallions nice and quick and easy. Of course, you need the third one.
Now Willard is going into Hera. As we thought. Probably do Spike Cave after.
Yep, presumably. Although with the mitts and everything showing up on the mountain, the temptation is real to just be like, you know what, Spike Cave, never mind.
So no hook shot yet means no Hera pot, so.
You have to do things the slightly slower but pretty simple way. It's a piece of heart on the magic bat. It will be a little bit interesting to see if well, no, he won't make. I was gonna say it would be interesting to see if Willard makes a point of fake powdering before he turns in the mushroom. Really, he'll just potentially delay turning in the mushroom. He won't be back to Kakariko before finding the flute, I don't think. So we got Asazas going to rescue the old man here, I believe. I wasn't actually looking right before he went into the dark room, but it looks like the layout of Old Man Cave.
Using that boomerang to gauge where he's at in there. Not the easiest thing in the world, but.
And we get Hammer Moldorm, a little bit hard to hit with the hitbox, but he never speeds up. You just hit him 3 times and he's gone. It's a little bit easier than if Willard were to use the fighter sword the game actually expects you to have here.
And there's a shovel. Okay.
All the fetch quests on the mountain.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's still an item in the basement.
That seems accurate, but Willard, if there is one, is not gonna bother with it, which is perfectly reasonable. Spike Cave with Burna is fine with nothing else as long as you have, you know, the 3 hearts you start with. It takes some really tight magic usage, but Willard's got half magic and a lot more than 3 hearts. So this is basically nothing.
All for a single rupee.
The most secure rupee in all of Hyrule. Also, Asazas did get the old man out of the cave at long last. He is on his way up the mountain now. That room can be a royal pain without a good visual aid if you're not used to doing it completely blind.
And Willard about to get some information. Oh, hey, I want those. Gimme.
We're kind of just seeing these two change places here for a moment. They're going to be heading over the checks each other did. So just to give you guys an idea of how this group did while we're doubling up on checks, Asazas started out in round 1 versus the group as the number 1 seed, facing off against the 4 seed of the group, Raylan Tankir. He went 2-0. Willard, who was the number 3 seed, was against number 2 seed Name Faker and took a 2-0 victory over him as well. And then into the first matchup between these two, took the win against asazas as well. If you just look at the seeding, that may seem weird. If you're familiar with the players, that seems reasonable. Willard has been very deep in several tournaments. He was one of those people who ended up in the lower percentile, but was a very high-end runner. So it's not surprising at all to see him doing very well in this group, despite the 3 seed. Now boots in hand alongside the flute. Well, wait, no, I don't think he did get the flute. Never mind.
Not yet, he hasn't. No.
Thank you. I was looking at the challenge for that, talk about that, and just kind of assumed. And then realized, wait, I didn't actually watch that happen.
We are getting a new check here, though. The King's Tomb. It's just going to be 10 arrows. You know the flute's out there somewhere. Probably in the light world somewhere. Just looking for it now. Actually, it couldn't have been in King's Tomb, so just a miss around the mountain.
Indeed, that's it's decent routing. And then Mushroom here was going to be the next turn in. He might just run straight up to Zora from here, in which case he would find that flute soon enough. Nope, saving the mushroom with a hard reset because he found nothing of value in King's Tomb or on the mushroom check.
And chat let me know that you can mirror to King's Tomb, so you did really actually need mitts for it. Thank you.
Yes, as has taken the long fall on Moldorm, the boss itself is not very hard. What's hard is the arena. I think it's what Link's Awakening had a Moldorm fight that was basically the same thing, just you had solid ground, and it's one of the easiest fights in the game. Well, they're going to go ahead and fake powder, while asazas will make a decision soon whether to go in for that item in the basement or up or skip it like Willard did.
I'm gonna have to skip ahead over the East Death Mountain here and grab his goodie bag of prizes.
Like how he just hard reset out of that instead of saving and quitting, even though I'm pretty sure that's slower. He just wanted that magic back, despite having full magic drops in one of the most common drop pools. So Zaz's almost through with working on east side of the mountains here. He'll get his mitts soon. He does have boots, so he can at least check one location in Hookshot Cave that Willard couldn't. I believe Asazas can also hover, unless I am very incorrectly remembering, so he'll probably check all 4.
And Willard is making an interesting play here, going into Ice Palace already. It's completable. Something about a rule of, you see a crystal dungeon, you can complete it, go ahead and complete it. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah, like other than that, you got what? You got desert you can go to in full clear, but you know, you kind of want to hold off a little bit maybe, just because you assume your opponent's going to go there. Or no, he doesn't have desert you can full clear because he doesn't have the flute yet. So without that, he's got pod he can't clear. He's already been through swamp. He's got 2 pendant dungeons, and that's it. So this makes a lot of sense in his shoes with the items he's got. We're going to see a little bit of icebreaker here to get over to the main bulk of the items a little bit quicker. And item there was just a piece of heart. No payout thus far. Gonna get this next chest. Try to avoid the ultimate trap, pulling the tongue of the statue when you don't have to. Happens a lot less now that Icebreaker's been around for a while, but it was real common at the start. And I believe the right side was hookshot locked. We should be finding yes, because we already have the big key, so it'll be hookshot locked over there. This chest, iced tea, and the big chest are, however, in logic. And here we go on Asazas side, Hookshot Cave. Gonna check the chest that's in logic first, which is a piece of heart, hooray, and then do the fun part. It's that first hover down, the next chest you get for free with a couple of bonks as long as you line up well on that segment there. And then you got one more hover. If you miss it, you got to come back and hover upwards, which is easier than hovering to the right. So it's not a huge pain to miss that one. Missing it twice hurts, though.
Oh, almost there.
And he gets it. He's going to get the last chest, which is a heart container. Yay.
Yeah, not much there.
I'm not gonna lie, when I hover at Hookshot Cave and it's that empty, part of me always thinks maybe the hookshot's gonna be my go mode and kind of thinks along those lines. Here, obviously, they've got most of the items. It's a very real possibility they'll find the bow first. But it does kind of get into your mind of maybe you push off Swamp a little bit longer before you dive in there without Hook.
And thankfully, Willard's got that half magic here. Doesn't have to worry about. And Zaza's got to hurry here. Oh, just made it. Just for that single rupee, but.
And Willard embarking on a very tough cold stare fight. All he's got is hammer and fighter sword. He does have a few fire rod shots. He might just pop the green potion instead of dealing with the tough fight. No, he popped the red potion instead. I don't know if he actually got the green potion now that I think about it. That was Graveyard Ledge, not the bottle and escape.
And very well executed there.
Yep, and a third piece of heart out of Ice Palace to round it out, so basically garbage all the way through. Willard doesn't feel good having dove Swamp for nothing and now getting that. We'll see what he does next.
I was gonna say, look, he could mirror here, check his flipper checks. Looks like that's what he's gonna do here. Head up to Zora's gonna pick up his flute.
And think, man, I could have done Mire and Desert instead of Ice. That would have been great.
And Sansa is gonna follow suit, headed to Ice Palace for himself.
Nice.
And gets a green potion from the berry there.
Right on time. Also, man, when you have 4 bottles and you're trying to commentate a seed, it's very hard to keep track of which is which. I apparently completely forgot which bottle was which. Now going to go ahead and walk down to the flute, pick it up, save and quit, and go activate that right away, most likely, so you can go do new things. Get the shovel check on the way here. For those who don't know, you can flip between any toggleable items, so the flute and the shovel, the mushroom and the powder, the bottles. Well, the bottles not yet, but there is a version of Quick Swap where it does it. But if you hit L and R at the same time, it flips between them. So flute activation here, I can't imagine Willard going anywhere except the Mire area. Hasn't been over there at all, has a bunch of items, 2 crystals that he can potentially clear depending on the Mire medallion. It's a very lucrative option.
Right you are. What do we need? Quake, we have that.
Yay! And it's not Bombo, so no punishment for skipping over Pendant Thieves Town this seed. Gonna be able to never pick up that Bombos medallion if he wants to, and he'll be fine. Until, you know, the bow or the hook shot hidden in the blind cell chest, and it's just sadness. Okay, heading into desert, we're gonna check the torch to see if it's the big key for ultimate convenience, the small key for much less convenience, anything else for questionable, and we get ultra convenient. Going to head right through here and open up big chest, which will have our small key. Yay, as delayed as possible. Go through the map chest next for 3 bombs and head on to the right as Asazas starts out his Cold Stare fight. So having not been into Swamp, he doesn't have the half magic, but he did have the green potion, which is effectively half magic. So, you know, all's fair, and gets a very nice Cold Stare kill himself, picks up the crystal, and we are tied up on crystal count.
So, looks like Willard may have gotten the second item on the right. I missed what it was.
I missed it as well. I was watching Asazas kill Cold Stare there. Chat, our tracker in chat, Artero, helping out, saying that it was bombs that was the second item, so nothing of value there.
Yeah, just at this point, bow, hook shot, and ether medallion. I think that's all we need for now.
There's one more thing.
Oh, a sword.
That'll do it. You figure you'll run into one eventually, so you're not usually thinking too much about it, but it could be a pain.
Landmole, stop playing too nice there. But gets it out of the second cycle.
Yeah, not too bad.
Crystal
And
number 3. I'll take it.
exactly, and we'll be probably heading right back into the Dark World for Meyer here. Might as well while you're in the area. And an interesting note, you know, from a theoretical standpoint that I know chat would love, is that everything we still need for Go mode could require the pedestal to be pulled, which is lovely. But on that front, you know, it's still very low odds. I wouldn't bet on it. It's just, it's in the cards. It's in the possibility table. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bows require for EP. So not everything. Just the things that there's only one of could all be there.
Oh, hey, speaking of sword.
Oh, that's a great place for a sword. Just sitting there the whole time waiting. Now a flute, back to 6, back to 6. Gonna set up spooky action, I assume, at the same time. Well, no.
No.
So we are going to dive into Meyer. Got to be a little bit careful about our friend Murderdactyl, since with Quake in particular, he can hurt you while you're waiting for the door to open. It's rude.
Yeah, the Quake medallion only affects enemies on the ground, not enemies in the air.
Since when does this video game have logic? Like the use of cane strats here on the opening room, with no full health to use sword beams, which is kind of what most people are most used to if they run vanilla. The cane can be pretty quick in that room as well.
See, Assassins taking down Landmos, getting their 4th crystal. 3rd, excuse me. I spoke.
Yep, and it's wacky to me with how similar these two have routed, how like right on point with each other they are. They did all the same things, just in very different orders. Willard head into the back here to go visit our dear friend Vitreous, the eyeball boss in a game with several eyeball bosses. So I got an idea for you. Hear me out.
Okay.
Progression in the back of Thieves Town.
It's total possibility.
Like, it sounds mean, but the other options are like Eastern, which you've had access to the whole seed, Sahasrara, which you've had access to the whole seed, Pod, which you've had access to since like 10 minutes in. Like, the back of Thieves sounds like the only thing where you've had access, but it feels a little bit better maybe, because dipping out after the first 4 is pretty common.
We'll put that cape to good use there on the eyeballs. Not an easy fight with just a Master Sword, no bow, so good use of the cape there. Gonna take down all those eyeballs first. Now he's on the big eye.
And we're just going to take quite a few hits to get down. It's a lot better than Fighter Sword, but it's a good chunk.
These hammer hits here. Not missing a single one. It takes him down. What a fight.
Says small key and crystal number 4. So what do you think? Is he going to go to Pod or the Village of Outcasts, Thieves Town, Skull Woods combo? Because Pod, Eastern, Saha, and that are pretty similar in item count.
Oh, he's opting to go back in. I think there's still an item on the left side up Meyer here, so he did not check it. He just skipped it.
True. So if there is some value here, it might change the math on that question.
I mean, at this point, if we go to the Village of Outcasts, you're gonna clear everything. You can do the Smith chain with it, the hammer bags, everything. Thieves Town. There's a bunch of stuff there.
True, and I think a factor to consider too is that the green pendant's in Skull Woods. So if you're going to be diving a pendant dungeon, you might as well grab that and just go straight onward. Willard clipping through that rail there to make this a little bit quicker.
That was item number 1 there, the heart container. Okay, 2 heart containers here. Okay. Here we go.
Such a value.
Let's see where he flutes to. He is going to Pod Eastern.
Okay, that's a very reasonable call. I think both options are very good. They both have a lot of item density. You can check a lot in a short amount of time. Got a question in chat about Misery Mire stopping raining. It stops raining as soon as you use the medallion. In the vanilla game, it talks about how you need to call down the lightning to make the storms go away if you want to get into Mire, and so you use Ether and get in the door. In Rando, we change that medallion and get rid of all that text, but it still stops the rain.
Well, just sitting there the whole time, Bo Saha's closet.
Well, that's some definite payoff for choosing this way first.
Well, that's 2 more crystal dungeons they can do now. So, 1 pendant, 1 crystal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he deals with Eastern if Pod and Eastern don't give him the hook or Ether. If he's still looking for items, he might clear Armos even if they don't have an item, just in case something's on Ped. Very nicely timed pause buffer there to stop that dash by asazas. I like that.
Fortunately, he's coming in here with not a ton of magic, and ooh, oh, he's got a blue potion.
Hold on, Fishers. I'm gonna let your lightning sit here on me for a what? I just need to take a drink real quick. Did you know that the front of those lightning shots are actually solid and can catch an arrow?
I did not know that. No.
I have seen it happen in one tournament race before, and it blew my mind for a moment. It's a real fun fact.
Hey, there's our Ether medallion for Total Rock out in Pod, so
it's all down to the hook shot.
we are just a hook shot away from go mode here.
On the bright side, we know the hook shot's not in Swamp, because Willard already did that. So I guess we can have a new guessing game. Where do you think that hook is gonna be?
Oh, let's put it into rock today, or one of the tablets. How about that? We just found the book.
That was good timing for that book. Turtle Rock seems like a very straightforward option. That's kind of, I think, the expected answer at this point if you're one of these runners. And yeah, people pointing out there is still the rest of the items in pod. We know that, but there's no guarantee the hookshot's there, and there are more fun places for it to be. Got a red meringue in the back of pod, as well as a small key. The harmless hellway, if I paid enough attention, will be a key as well.
Well, it's gonna make sure it is a key.
Yep, so key logic in pod, there can be 4 keys in the front. There have to be 4 keys in the front. There can be up to 6, and obviously the rest have to be in the back. So if you only get 4 keys in the front, you get 2 non-keys. You know that you need to have 2 keys in the back to be able to pick up, to be able to get through the dungeon. So if you get 1 in the U room, you can skip Harmless Hellway on most occasions. Slight miss with that pod hover there. So he's going to head back to take on Helmasaur King. It is going to be a pretty straightforward fight. It's a lot easier than the NMG situation when you get here. Asazas falling right along behind in pod. It'll be interesting to see where these two are at. From what I can see so far, they've done basically all the same things. Just Asazas is a little bit behind, and Willard has spent time in Swamp. So I think I would give a slight lead to Asazas. He has dipped into Thieves Town, which will save a little bit of time if that hookshot is in the back of Thieves Town. But if Willard never has to go in there, then he's a little bit ahead.
And as we watch Willard take out the hook key here, always a reminder to give our brothers a follow. They're putting on a show for us today. They would appreciate you follow their channels. And also to our tracker, Artero. And my co-commentator putting on, who is in this tournament and doing very well.
I don't know about very well, but that was a very nice Helmasaur King fight from Willard. The second phase there can get a little bit hairy, but took care of it no problem and gets $50 as a reward alongside his 5th crystal.
And new prediction in Chaz. Where is that hook shot? Is it in Eastern Palace or everywhere else, or is it in Turkey?
If I were a betting man, I would say it's probably just going to be in T-Rock. But I'm actually a little bit surprised Willard is dipping into Eastern here. I know he's right here. It's the most convenient time. But he has avoided pendants very strongly so far in Thieves Town and Skull Woods. So kind of the sudden dip to a pendant while he's got a full clearable crystal, I get one to put TR till the last. It's just a little bit of a departure from what he's done so far.
Maybe his thinking is, well, if he beats Eastern Palace, he's probably going to go over to the Village of Outcast area, probably clear out those 2 dungeons, and then blindfold Ped, maybe? I don't know. If it's just here, then, well, okay, he's not going to go any further.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable. If I recall correctly, he got 2 items in those first 2 chests, with only 1 left. Especially with the book to check pedestal, it's a very minor time loss to just leave. And if you don't need to kill the boss, then what's the odds that 3rd item is one you need? Okay, I was wrong. I did see incorrectly. Chat calling me out. It was a map and an item, so he's leaving 2 behind. But same concept. He's gonna go check the ped. If he needs a pedestal, he knows to kill the boss. If he doesn't need it, then he can just leave that behind.
Fortunately, just 3 bombs this other day, so we'll not be seeing that.
Excellent. As a runner myself, I do not like seeing ped seeds because nobody enjoys them. Except for Chad. Chad always enjoys them.
Willard is going to Dark Death Mountain. Probably going to be in Turtle Rock. Along with everything else that he can do up here.
Yeah, he knows Hookshot won't be in the back 3 chests of Hookshot Cave, but he can check the Bonk chest. He's got the book here for the Ether Tablet, and then the 5 items in T-Rock and 1 in Mimic Cave. Says done with Helmasaur as well, tied up at 5 crystals. He's not even taking the time to step into Eastern Palace. He's just on his way out. That's gonna balance out that time difference between the 2 pretty well, especially with him following suit to DM.
Hey, they're following each other again. Hooray!
It's been weird. They diverged so much, but they've skipped all the same things. Said Willard, opening T-Rock, gonna go check that bonk chest. We'll see if he tries to hover for anything. He could look for a sword in here. Obviously he's not gonna get the hook shot by hovering, but he could find a sword, so he might do it anyway. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, gets the bonk that time. Gonna find his piece of heart, fall in the hole, and leave. And my oh my, is this suddenly very, very close to each other. Asazas is opening the door as Willard walks in.
So if it's not here in Turtle Rock, they're gonna have to go to the South Skull Woods, Village of Outcast area. Plenty of checks there to check. Probably gonna be the next play, I would assume.
I'm gonna be mean and say that I'm gonna bet that it's in the it's one of the other 2 items in Eastern, and it's just like the next chest. If he had gone 1 chest deeper, it would have been there. But that's mostly because I know Willard and I've met him in person and want to see him suffer a little bit with an awful hook shot. So that's just me being mean more than anything.
Remembering he doesn't have the hook shot, it's going to take a long way around here at the torture room.
Legit shoutouts for getting that right on the first try. Because Asazas did not. He did the thing a lot of us do very often. And went, oh. So going back in, mirroring out, I'm pretty sure at that point was slower. But it does throw you off immensely when you go to menu to hookshot and go, oh, wait, I don't have that.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Here on Chain Chomp Room, I'm going to get a key. The rare occasion where you have full health for this room and get to use sword beams is lovely. And the Okay, that drink was helpful. Willard, going over to the vanilla big key spot. You can't really skip this when you're not in go mode. You want to, but it's such a risk.
That's the key for this situation, but
Yep, in time when the gamble would have paid off. Asazas following right behind, going to be in the lava room to go to the vanilla big key as Willard heads out the door to Mimic Cave. So they are probably less than 30 seconds apart, just eyeballing it. No, wait, probably like a minute. So Willard checking that chest first, because if his hookshot was just sitting in the big chest, he could just go. He didn't have to do Mimic Cave. So you pop in there, check that chest, and then come back out if it doesn't have what you need. Do Mimic Cave then when you know it's not just sitting right in front of you.
and there it is, Mimic Cave. 1 hour 10 minutes. WillardJBradley has entered go mode. Asazas should not be far behind.
Yeah, we got ourselves a race to the finish here, folks. Reminder, Willard has been in Swamp, but that does not actually matter, because without the hookshot, you can't do anything in Swamp that makes it any quicker when you go back to clear it. So yeah, this is going to be just a straight-out execution battle all the way down to the end, with one noteworthy advantage for Willard in the form of half magic that Asazas will not by any means be picking up.
Yeah, this is going to be a very close race. It's going to come down to GT Rowdy and execution, like you said. So, about a minute later, Asazas enters go mode himself. As we're going to head through the chest check here. Be interesting to see if they check out Laser Bridge possibly for a sword at this point.
Yeah, I assume they'll at least check the chest in back of Swamp, because you're going to dive her down right in front of them. Willard at least choosing not to check Laser Bridge for Tempered. So I do know both of these runners pretty well historically. I've raced both of them plenty. And they're both very good at this game. So the little bit of an execution showcase, especially stuck on Master Sword as they are at the moment, is gonna be interesting and fun to watch if you enjoy watching people play this game well. Asazas is gonna check Laser Bridge for another sword, try to speed up this Trinex fight.
Picking up the 14th Heart Dictator. And no sword on Laser Bridge, so it's going to save Willard a bit of time here.
Yep, unfortunately for Asazas, not going to help him out. Bristol number 6, get, save and quit to Link's house, head down the swamp, and go do a very quick romp through the back of swamp.
Asazas is going to have about the same amount of time in swamp because he just gets to go mode and head straight to the back.
Yeah, chat did point out that Willard will have one room pre-flooded, so he will actually have a slightly faster swamp than Asazas. Not going to be major, but it will be, you know, a little bit more, and being, you know, about a minute behind with that laser bridge check at this point. Asazas doesn't really have much time to give away at this point. A solid Trinex for Asazas as well, both with pretty good fights. It's not as straightforward with Master Sword as it is with Tempered or Gold. Both of those are pretty simple to work your way through. The Master Sword fight is a little bit tough. Willard making his way to the back here. Like I mentioned, there are 3 chests that are literally directly in your way on the way through Swamp. The 2 that you diver down right in front of, and the 1 in the waterfall room. I would expect both runners to check all 3 of those for a Tempered Sword. It's not a huge difference in most of the game remaining, but the difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword Silverless is pretty big. So they'll want it for Ganon if at all possible.
Yeah, what's the old saying? There's always a sword in swamp. Maybe.
Hopefully not. Very nice quick diver down setup from Willard. Gets the pot pickup to not spin, his 13th heart, and a 20 rupee. Hey, that's our first shield all game. We're approaching Argus here. It's a little bit tougher with Master Sword. You do need either 2 slashes or a spin to kill the puffs. You can also try to do fancy kill with a hook dash and poke attacks. Willard opting not to do that. It's very hard to do well, and if you screw it up, you lose time. This way is much easier to do well with the double hooking, and if you screw it up, you're gonna end up where you would anyway, so...
Pulls out the fire rod, shoots it. Oh. And one more spin should do it, and down goes Argus. Crystal number 7. And what the numbers?
Yeah, chat's just filling up with all kinds of numbers right now. What's going on here?
You know, there's this little game that we like to play here on SpeedGaming. It's called Guess the Chest of the GT Big Key. There are 22 checks to get his tower where that big key could be hiding. Guess it correctly, you can win some internet points. Where do you think today?
Okay, so I want a game 3, so whatever route Willard takes, I just want the big key to be on the opposite route and Asazas to take it. I don't have a specific chest.
Okay.
How about you? What one are you looking for?
7. Sure. Why not?
That'll work. I guess in practice, for my situation, just guessing the numbers, I could say like 22, because it could be 22 for Willard, and you know, number 4 for Asazas, and that would be great. So Asazas going with a little bit slower strat for Argus, doing single pulls and double slashes. Much safer, much harder to mess up and lose time on, but obviously a little bit slower than taking out 2 per hook. So here we go, the door of Ganon's Tower is opening. If you want to get a guess in, get it in here soon. We'll be closing up the game as soon as he's in GT. And here we go, going to the left first. That's usually what you see if people are going to do a kind of Dark Magician route.
The Azaza's gonna stop off and get a blue potion.
So that's in part for safety, I'm sure, but it's also looking ahead to Ganon. If you wanna do Ganon the quickest you can with Tempered Sword or with Master Sword, you need more than 1 magic bar. So having a couple of potions makes that a little bit potentially faster.
Spy checks down. He's nothing there. Found like 3 keys over there. 2 keys, 1 in the pot. So 6, we got 20 rupees. 7, 20 rupees. I am wrong. Cool.
And we're going Dark Magician route here. We are going to head over to the Compass Room. Usually when people do this, they just end up going to Ice Armos from this room. I'm not entirely sure which Willard will do here. Getting bodied by those Gibdos down there, but gets the block out.
8, 20 rupees. 9, 20 I feel like I'm saying 20 rupees a lot. 11 bombs.
At least it wasn't all 20s, right?
Willard opted to go back to the left side here. Head on in. So, if the prediction results are in, it's going to be 12 or more. So, and see, Asazas is going to head to the Hope Room first. Not going to find a key there, so he is going to go left.
Yep, so he does stand to gain a little bit of ground back, assuming that he does not ever have to go back to the right. If he mirrors out of Stalfos room, then it could be funky, but it's going to be very close if he just keeps going left, which I would kind of expect here. Willard into Fire Snake room. I'm going to run over and check the chest right up here for another small key. So that was chest 13, if I counted right.
I believe so. To a good old random room, so.
10 arrows, a fire shield, another bottle, and a map. Filling out checks 14, 15, 16, and 17. Heading to Bob's chest next, number 18, if you guessed that one. And then we got 19, 20, and 21 behind Ice Armos if necessary. And there's 22 if all else fails.
We don't mention 22 until we have to.
I prefer to mention it early and often, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Tile Room.
Oh.
And there it is. So that is chest 18 for the big key. Asazas will have gained back a good chunk of time by not going to the right side all the way here. So we got ourselves a race through the gauntlet and Ganon. So what do you think when you get to the top of GT? Do you think we see either of these runners open any more chests through the end?
I think you do. You know, maybe the mini helmet store room. You might open those two in the anti-parry one. Maybe. I can see them opening them, looking for a sword. Just to do anything to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I could definitely see the final chest, the one after Moldorm 2. And especially the left side in Mini's Helmasaur room. You mentioned both of them. I know a lot of people will check the left side alone. But yeah, I agree. I think we'll see at least something checked for a sword, because the time save is just so big. The gauntlet here, for those of you who aren't familiar with the vanilla game, is basically the one stretch when you're playing Rando where NMG experience can translate pretty directly. You still got like different swords, you might have an item missing or something occasionally, but usually by the time you're here, you're going to be in a position where you can play it like vanilla and it's going to work. So this is usually the place where execution really shines, and a lot of ground is gained or lost. Willard had a very nice time through the gauntlet, got a nice full magic drop from that Wizrobe at the end there. Just very happy to see that as someone who is nearly out of magic before torches.
See, Asazas had to burn through that blue potion a little earlier than he wanted to, I'm sure. But you don't really want to die up here at the top of Ganon's tower either, so I can understand.
Yeah, there are few things that are as large of a time loss as taking a death at the top of GT for sure, so do everything you can to survive. It's 3 bombs and 20 rupees up on the mini Helmasaur room there, so nothing all that valuable. And more bombs there. So we're going to go ahead and fight with our friend Moldorm 2 here. 3 spins will do it with the Master Sword. That's the best you can ask for. Going to use the hammer as well for a little bit more simplicity.
And we cannot find a sword.
Yep, so we get Master Sword Silverless Ganon. Do you want to give our viewers a little bit of an idea of what to expect here?
Yeah, so Ganon, there's 4 phases. First phase, you're going to have 12 spins with the Master Sword. Second phase, again, 12 spins with the Master Sword. Then the third phase, where he starts teleporting around, he's got to hit him 4 times. And then after that, 24 spins with the sword. So a total of 52 spins total. And that's just if you do it perfectly. And great angle for 2 right there from Willard, by the way.
Yeah, very nice quick kill there. Asazas taking on Moldorm 2. Gets a poke, which is unfortunate. That... Oh! Moldorm here being especially rude to Asazas, dropping down the big drop in Hera, and now dropping him off the side a couple times in GT.
And another unfortunate fall to Asazas. Moldorm not playing too nice here. See, Willard is going to check the pyramid, because he hadn't, just in case it was a sword. I don't think we'd seen that all game.
Yeah, we have not. I was kind of thinking that when I was talking about the chest upstairs GT, but I didn't expect anyone to actually check it.
You see, Willard, he's using those that Cadence Samaria strat there, hold up against the wall and just pounding out those double spins.
Yeah, and trust me when I say that's a lot easier or a lot harder than it looks. It looks like you just kind of drop a Samaria block and it works. You have to have pretty exact positioning to actually get it to not throw you across the screen, as I have learned from trying to make it work myself without practicing and learning, oh, I should actually practice this. Nice first hit there.
And Willard's gonna stick the B on Ganon. I don't think that's gonna work.
Probably not, but you know, it'll annoy him. Okay, I got 2 down on the Asazas side. If Willard falls or takes a death here on Ganon, the lead will swap. It is all down to if he can clear this Master Sword Silverless Phase 4 without issue. We'll see what happens.
Let's get the torch cliff and nicely done.
With half magic, he has the advantage of he can really go for triples. If you go for triples without half magic, you need all 8 shots of the fire rod to be triples. If you got half magic, you can miss a couple and still be fine. So that's an advantage he has from Dive and Swamp early. And this is just a textbook Ganon fight so far. He has not missed a spin since he started doing these. I want to say that was 12 or 15 there, so a couple more cycles to go. Ah, he missed one. What a scrub. Asazas making his way through Phase 2, generally the most dangerous phase of Ganon. Gets there to Phase 3, which is the least dangerous phase of Ganon. And Willard continuing to spin to win.
I think he's... Yep, and there is... All he has to do now is cross the 1x3 bridge, and WillardJBradley will come in first place. Get those GGs to chat. Finishes with a racetime.gg official time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, 12 seconds. Well done.
And we will be seeing if Willard wants to join us here, but we will be watching the rest of this Ganon fight here. It says us in that Phase 4 that is not necessarily the hardest part of the fight or the most dangerous part of the fight, but it's very hard to not make any mistakes over the course of this many spins. Should be wrapping up here in, I think he's about halfway through the 4th phase. We'll see if anything goes wrong for him at the end here. Does have to make the switch to Lamp because of that lack of half magic that I mentioned. He can't keep up the fire rod shots the whole way without some risk to not having enough magic for the fight. So switches to Lamp to keep things rolling along. Getting bopped around by a couple fire bats there, but he's got plenty of health. He's not in any danger of dying soon. And he should only have a couple spins left here. I'm guessing this next cycle will be the last, if I had to make a little bit of a guess.
Yep, and there it is.
So that'll do it for Asazas as well, with a racetime.gg time of 1:33:04. And we are joined by WillardJBradley already. So hello, Willard. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you.
GG, sir.
Thanks. I never would have guessed that I'd be able to skip West Dark World 2 seeds in a row and not get burned. That is absolutely bonkers.
That is, I didn't realize you got to skip that in the last seed too. I was going to ask you how you felt about having that hanging over your head, but apparently pretty okay.
I got to a point where it's like, all right, I either have, West Dark World, Village of Outcast, Thievestown Skull, and then the whole North route, or I have Pod Eastern and Sahasrara, and I got bailed out by Sahasrara. Jeez.
Also, I do want to say two things. One, welcome to Asazas, who has joined us as well. Two, Willard, with that is your second win in the second phase of the bracket group, so right? So you are a lock for brackets now.
Huzzah! GG's it. Dude, that was a scary seed. Again.
Yeah, GG's Willard. Yeah, congrats on upsetting through a group seed, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. I got good faith that I'll might be seeing you in brackets. I believe in you. You can do this, man.
Yeah, I may take this opportunity to take a little bit of a break, not play for until the end of next week, because I am not in shape for this these days. But yeah, I trust I'll be able to at least have a good shot at it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's just kind of another seed where there's just so much of the game that you could, avoid. And you just gotta hope that you flip the right side of the coin. When did you get your bow?
I mean, not too late. I didn't miss it for anything. For
we
one.
got right after you got yours. You were pretty much on the same path the whole game.
Oh, okay. Because I was really worried because, you get the bow, you go to pod, you get into T-Rock, you get hook shot, and then, what's out of the way? If you had made that, if either of us had made the Saha play early, it would have been interesting to see how this race would have turned out. Especially because, if you made the walk over there before going to the Dark World, you'd see boots on Hylia, and you'd be going a lot faster than both of us were in this seed.
And I was thinking about it, just when getting, because the mirror was in, or the flippers were in the Hat Cave, right? Mm-hmm. I was thinking there is going to be something there, but it's probably not too important right now, so I can go check it out later. And oh well.
Yeah,
would have been good.
I made the early swamp play, which was super stupid, but the half magic was nice, but that's kind of one of those plays that if you make it early enough and you find mitts or hook, well, maybe not mitts, but hook shot or something, then that's kind of like a winning play right there. So, and I felt it was early enough to make that play without it costing me too much. But then, after that, I think I routed back up to digging game, and then after that, I don't even remember when I checked Hylia, but
you did that after Death Mountain. Asazas was lucky enough to do it before Death Mountain, had the boots for all the Spiral Cave and all that fun stuff.
Oh, woof. Okay, yeah. I don't even remember where I was gonna go next, but I think I did a double take, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and see what's on the island real quick, because just getting that information is super important. So I was bummed, obviously, getting it that late, but I was glad to have gotten it sooner than later. So
neither one of you got baited into Smith chain at all, which turns out to be a good choice. So
which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see Ether in pod and you're only missing the hook shot, you are thinking the hook shot isn't turtle drug. Man, I can bet a finger on that.
Yeah. I mean, I made the sequence break up Death Mountain. I got the mitts. So I was like, okay, well, I know, and the lamps. I knew Flute had to be somewhere not behind mitts. So I was less inclined to go do Smith. And since I hadn't done Village of Outcasts yet, I was even more wanting to avoid that, because I'm like, can I get away with not doing West Dark World again? And yeah.
I do want to throw back all the way to the start of the seed, give a shout out to Asazas for the way you handled not having bombs when you went into Kakariko. but importantly, how you routed everything you skipped back in so seamlessly with your Dark World routing. It was a very nice path you followed, and it's worth some shout outs that you recognize what you skipped and routed it so cleanly in with everything else.
Oh, did you not get bombs in Escape?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't farm too much. I knew I was like a drop or two short from the rats. Honestly, I think the drop RNG for the enemies in Escape should be fixed, just like the blue balls and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, either like
honestly,
I can get behind maybe not having bombs in the prize packs for Escape, but at least giving them like an increased drop rate, like maybe even increase it to like 75% as opposed to 50 on some of those ones, would be probably better. Or just always give them bombs, maybe. I don't know, because it feels bad going back and Escape, but at least we had our starting glove, which was nice.
Yeah, so I wasn't too worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the route I did, I was sort of happy with that. I think my route was okay, but my execution was god awful these days. I fired up the practice hack and tried to do some coaster, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do coaster before this game, so I just time to play Gradius at least. Then I sucked at Gradius as well. So, damn.
Yeah, I before these races, I've been loading up the practice hack, and the first thing I did when I loaded up this afternoon before the race was first try Molder and Bounce. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's hope that never needs to happen. And then, just running through some boss fights, especially after yesterday's race where I almost died to Cold Stare and Vidi. I was like, I need to run these through a couple times. It was really funny the other day. I think it was, I don't remember who I was talking to, but someone was talking about getting Glove in Link's house and then farming bombs from the rocks right outside Link's house. So I did exactly that, and it took 3 tries, but I did get my bomb.
That's interesting.
And then ever since or after our race yesterday, where there was like no bombs in the prize packs, I actually took the time this morning to study prize packs and memorize them to a degree. So I was like, as I was going through killing the rats, I was like, okay, on the 5th one, we'll get an 8 drop. So I farmed especially those rats just to make routing Kakariko a little bit faster with that 8 drop, and I did get it before I got out of sync, so that was nice.
Yeah. I just ran out of magic, and I didn't really worry that much because we already had the glove, so I said, man, whatever, this is a quick run back. So was that like 28 bonks or something like that? Yikes.
I was curious how you felt when right after getting through Kakariko, you go to back of Escape and just immediately find a bottle.
That's fine. I mean, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I thought Sikid may have something, but I am generally not too worried about skipping a couple of things in Kakariko because you end up going back rather soon.
Yeah, it's never a hard thing. It's just, at least for me, I always have that moment of like, really? You give this to me now?
Where did Bombos end up being?
It was Thief's Town, I think, the front.
Okay. And where'd you get your 3rd bottle?
There was one in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
And,
I got that one. And I was mad. Okay.
The place where you won the race yesterday, the Graveyard Ledge.
Graveyard Ledge? Okay.
Yeah.
So I opened up my menu in the Ganon fight, and I see green potion. I'm like, perfect. And I quick swap to it, and I accidentally released the bee instead. And this bee is throwing me off this entire fight. And I'm like, that was not intentional, chat. No.
Nice.
I was ready for that green potion.
Nice meme.
I was also shocked that I actually got into phase 2 faster than I was expecting. And actually got him in the top right corner, which is why I was like taking damage, and I just got the cape out and just wailed on him. So the swamp play was terrible, but the half magic and the 2 heart containers early was very nice. That did help me out quite a bit, I'd say, in boosting my confidence for like the early video, and getting the sword from Agana right before Meyer was real clutch. So
was kind of ready to not do Meyer at that time because besides being difficult or dangerous, that it's really slow just doing so with the fighter sword. So it was really, if I didn't find the sword there, I would have probably gone right to Palace of Darkness at that point.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was looking for, a bow or a sword to make that fight better. And then you get the actual, the God Hovermeyer, and I'm like, well, maybe Vidya will have an item. I ended up going back in and getting both the heart containers though, but
also spent like one or 2 minutes in Old Man Cave, and the lamp was right beside, so good times.
Oh no.
Good times.
Good
the easiest
time.
dark room in the game.
Easy.
Nice job.
I don't know. I think the T-Rock one's pretty easy too. You just hold down right. Piece of cake. But yeah, GG's, man. This was 2 really spooky games. They could have gone either way. Honestly, I've been stressing out about them, so I'm glad they're over. And I wish you the best of luck, man.
Yeah, same to you. See if I manage to join you in the brackets. Hopefully some better games next week.
I say overall, you definitely had a couple hiccups, asazas, but you if you watch this back, you'll see how stupid close this was. Pretty much the whole seed. You were basically right beside each other the whole way, so don't feel bad about the loss here. Because
yeah, I mean, it's not the loss. I mean, that's when you're losing. It's random, so anything can happen. It's more like, I know I can do better, so I hope I do it in the next round.
I know that, and next round you're going to be facing Raylan, Tankir, or Name Faker, whoever pulls out that matchup. Raylan has taken a 1-0 lead in that series. Not sure if you're particularly familiar with either of them, where you have someone where it's like, I just want to race this person.
It's actually 1-1. It's 1-1 right now.
Never heard of them, especially Rallin. We absolutely didn't have pretty much the best race in the tournament like last week.
Oh, the 0.9 second one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sad I missed watching that, but I heard about it. But yeah, there was a race, a game 2 earlier today that was freaking wild between those two. So it should be interesting. I'll spend on the time. I'd like to commentate that game 3 if I can. Anyway, thanks for commentating. I'm going to go drink coffee. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, GG's,
Have
bye.
a good one.
I'm going to say hello to my Spanish colleagues right now as well. So thank you for the commentary. Hope you enjoyed the race, and see you in the next one.
Right. Have a good day. GG's you. Yeah. So
Take a moment to throw a shout out to give our runners a follow here. They did put on a great show for us today. They are both fantastic runners. Yeah, also shout out to our tracker for the day, Artero, who did a great job keeping up on everything for us. We do have plenty more Link to the Past rando through the night. I'm pulling up the schedule here. We got a match going on at, let's see, at 7:10 Eastern on ALTTP Randomizer, which will be Tam versus StarX. We got a match right here on SpeedGaming 2 at 7:10 Eastern, so in about an hour, Hydropower versus Orange. We got a little bit more through the night and a lot more tomorrow. This tournament is in the thick of things. There are matches all the time if you want to see them. If you want to get involved, help out with tracking and comms, you're free to jump in and apply for that as well. We're always looking for help and volunteers on that front. So, yeah, you wanna handle sending us out, Captain?
Yeah, stay tuned for more randomizer action. We got more coming up, and yeah, for my co-commentator, Pedro Oil, Tracker Artero, yeah, have a good night. We'll see y'all later.
Later, everyone.